My name is Ash Mufareh.
Yo, listen up, I'm here to expose the fraud.
And I'm your friend.
Yo, listen up, I'm here to expose the fraud. All passive, you think you're slick, but I'm not odd. Marty DeCarmo, you're a terrible person, no doubt. Running scams, stealing dreams, that's what you're about. You promise success, but it's all just a lie. Taking people's heart and cash, no wonder they cry. Manipulating minds, preying on the desperate and weak. But I will stay silent, it's time to speak. All passive, you're a fraud and a scam. Marty DeCarmo, you're a disgrace, no one gives a damn. We see through your tricks, your deceitful act. Expose the truth, let's break them down, that's a fact. Yo, listen up, I'm here to expose the fraud. All passive, you think you're slick, but I'm not odd. Marty DeCarmo, you're a terrible person, no doubt. Running scams, stealing dreams, that's what you're about. You promise success, but it's all just a lie. Taking people's heart and cash, no wonder they cry. Manipulating minds, preying on the desperate and weak. But I will stay silent, it's time to speak. Yo, listen up, I'm here to expose the fraud. I'm here to expose the fraud. Yo, listen up, I'm here to expose the fraud.
What do you want? What do you want? What do you want?
That's embarrassing.
Karma's a bitch.
Hello, everyone, and how are you all doing today? I hope that you're all having a fabulous, amazing Tuesday. Yes, Joe, it's Tuesday today. Joe said that he keeps thinking it's Monday. I get it. Long weekend. It messes you up a little bit, doesn't it? Taylor says it feels like a Monday. You know. Oh my, people are quitting? Jesus Christ. That's just adding stress to the day, isn't it? Glad to have you here, though, Taylor and Joe, and Wes is here, and Albs is in it to scam it, and Devil's Advocate is here. I liked your "Oh Thug Life" comment. Imagine if they came up with that. That would be pretty funny. Hello, Sherry. Good to see you. Next Level is here, and that was his song at the beginning. He made that wonderful song for all of us, thankfully. Agent Shillbot is here. Good to see you. So today, I want to go through the ORON, just parts of it. We're not going to be sitting here going through the entire thing. It was quite lengthy. But I got about half an hour or so of Ash talking and some people answering some questions that I want to go over with you guys today. And also, there's an alternate ending, which I find very interesting, how they edited out the end of the live stream. So we're going to be looking at that as well. But before we get into that, I want to go through this lovely Bill Musk John White production that was just recently released because it's really fun. Fantasia Footspray says, I was ignored on the Chris and Marty show today. Oh, I'm so sorry. We won't ignore you here. I promise. Hello, Violet. Good to see you. This is the real cool zone. I like it. Mark is here. You can't miss Ash Mufareh and do Ron. No, and I hear that they're going to be doing another ORON today, although I don't know if Ash is going to be on there, so that should be interesting, you know? Anyway, this video was just released. Salami posted it in the Discord, and I was like, wow, this is an interesting one. You guys may remember yesterday we listened to Chris screaming at us. We're going to probably do that again on Thursday. Actually, I'm probably just going to react to that on Thursday. Remember, Chris was very, very upset, and even Red was a little bit upset with people kind of celebrating that something is coming here at the end of the month, while also celebrating that something is happening with Onpassive at the end of the month. I don't know, a little confusing, as always in Onpassive. But with that in mind, I just found this new video of Bill Musk and John White to be kind of funny. I was like, oh, but they're allowed.
at the road of unimaginable abundance. We are so thankful to be a part of Mr. Ash Mufareh's dream and vision. Let us keep our focus and keep believing.
Just keep believing. Don't stop believing.
Onpassive is real, and the whole world will know about Onpassive. Early bird affiliates are working with Onpassive to make the world a better place in which to live.
I'm a little bit upsetty spaghetti myself that Onpassive hasn't gotten viral. I mean, you would think that when the Securities and Exchange Commission sues someone for $108 million for unregistered securities fraud and misappropriation of funds, more people would be up in arms over it. But maybe that's just me.
As we look behind us, we see the whole business and internet world following Onpassive.
Do you? What? Where are you looking? I don't think I'm looking in the same spot. The whole world, you say?
They will never surpass us or overtake us.
Okay, they shall never surpass us or overtake us. There's this weird thing in Onpassive where they really want to take over the whole internet and all of corporate America. Okay? But then at the same time, they're like, we never said that we were going to come out here and like take over anything. Like, what was that? Marty, I just heard them say it.
Thank you, Mr. Mufareh, for creating this ultimate blueprint for users.
Yeah, do you know what? That's not a lie. Thank you, Mr. Mufareh. I am sure that future generations will look to this company to see how not to start a business. Never stop, never stopping. I mean, because like, what are you doing here? You're just believing and dreaming. You know? You can't overtake you if you are in last place.
Onpassive is leading the way to prosperity for all of us who want to make a difference in the lives of millions of people. Onpassive is opening the vault, pouring out blessings for all who want more than what they have now. We can reach out and touch someone we love, and Onpassive will back us up.
Interesting video to use in that moment.
Thanks to Mr. Ash Mufareh and his staff, we will be able to do that. We love you, sir, for all you do for all affiliates. That debt cannot be repaid.
I'm still trying to figure out, like, what is it exactly that he's done? Like, they keep saying in future, we're getting ready for in future. But, I don't know, future. History tends to predict the future, you know? And based on Ash's history, that was it. That was it. It was just an announcement to just basically be like, the time has cometh. We love you, Ash. Now we make money, hopefully, in the future so that we can save the world sometime, you know, in the future. I'm just saying. We don't know when. We don't know how. All we know is that in the future, we're all going to be rich in an OES, talking to each other, trying to sell each other the products we're already using, and saving the world. And Chris says, I assume that $108 million would be a good start in paying back that debt, you know? Maybe Ash should pay that back. Could start there. Hello, Jelly. Good to see you. Good to see you. So I just had to show you guys that. I found it very funny because, you know, Chris and Marty were having aneurysms about how people were kind of celebrating. And as you can see, even Bill Must and John White are kind of like celebrating it. Touch someone you love. Cut to video of prepubescent African child. Weird. It's just weird, Bill. It's just bizarre. It's a little bit bizarre. But yes, this is Ash on Oron. I have broken it up into some interesting little clips. Basically the important stuff that you would need to see. I mean, do go and watch it if you have time and you so choose to. But this is really what you need to see.
I'm here to expose the fraud. All passive, you think you're slick, but I'm not.
Hello, Mr. Ash. Welcome.
Hi, Minu. Thank you. Can you hear me now?
Yes.
Fantastic. What do you want?
And a wild Ash appears. And please, nobody in Onpassive ever use the word touch again. Cometh the man, cometh the hour.
I'm here.
I'll be here with you.
Well, the topic is
All right.
Not
planning,
funny.
and we know that you probably do a lot of planning. So, Red
Thank you.
talked about planning tonight.
Oh, I love it. That's an incredible topic. Tell me more about that when I'm needed. But I heard it a little quiet. I thought I'd jump in and make some noise.
Good, good,
Thank
good,
Loud
good,
enough
good.
here. Why?
We have many amazing
Loud is
people
good.
here.
I got my family here. Susie.
Susie's here. Can you believe that?
Yes.
You believe I'm
Oh,
still awake?
You're in trouble, everybody. Susie, me here? Okay.
Mhm.
Buckle up.
Also,
Buckle
Robin
please.
is here.
Yes,
Unbelievable.
Yep, we have
Robin.
Robin and Susie and Mr. McFarlane himself.
New
Oh boy,
Jersey.
in trouble.
Gene and
Yeah,
furniture.
Narelle from across the pond.
Yeah. Lovely. Hi, Casey. Oh, fantastic. So tell me about planning. Tell me more.
Tell me more.
Well, we're having
Planning
people
what?
share.
Business.
Planning on
See, even Ash is showing up right now. And as he's showing up, right, he's kind of like, hey, what are we doing here? Like, what is the point of this webinar? Like, is there a point to it? Are we just hanging out? Like, are we planning our business? Are we talking about the products? Like, what's on the schedule? Which is kind of funny coming from him because he's the king of coming on here and streaming for 5 hours and not saying a damn thing or having any type of plan or schedule or anything, right? Even a topic is pushing it most of the time. Like, he just kind of comes on and talks for 5 hours about just whatever comes to his head, I felt like, especially at the beginning of covering this. So, but even at this point, he's coming on now and going, all right, so what is the point of your webinar? Like, why are you doing this? It just goes to show that maybe he doesn't even understand the point of endless webinars, unless, of course, it's him doing them.
planning on what they're going to do and how they're going to do it. When the things come down, how they're going to share.
That's a good question, Chris. I do know it was late. We were watching it live on the Recovering Hunbots channel, and it didn't end till about 2 a.m. And Ash was only on there for maybe the last 2.5 hours or so. So I would say that he came on quite late. I mean, it was on quite late to begin with, right? But they were going for a good couple hours before he showed up. And it's kind of funny because they were all kind of just talking about the products and their plans for the business. And then he shows up and it felt like a repeat.
What we get, and just things like that.
Mhm.
So,
And-
Okay. Ron, what are you going to do?
what am I going to do?
Yeah. What's
I
your
am-
plan?
I'm hopefully
Come
going to
on,
retire,
spot.
really retire. Is the first thing, but I'll never retire. I like to work. Too
That's
much,
a new
but,
one. Gilp.
It's I like to fish a lot. I like to get back into bass tournaments like I used to do years back. So we have a place on the St. Johns River that was my mom and dad's. So
Real corporate webinars start after 11, All right, all the real ones, they start after 11 anyway. Don't you know that CEOs are so busy during the day that they can't have their meetings during usual business hours? So they wake up at 6 a.m. to do it, or they have them after 11 p.m. That's what's up. See, that's the funny thing, right? It's like a lot of these people should be enjoying their retirement right now, and instead they're here doing this at like 11 p.m. on a Friday night.
We go
You
up
know?
there,
Yeah.
chill out, do some bass
Yeah.
fishing, do some bluegill fishing,
Beautiful.
have fish fries, just
Mm.
have quiet time with the kids and the grandkids, and
Mm.
hopefully live a lot longer.
Fishing doesn't
And I
require
wanna help
much
people too.
planning.
You know, I
Yeah,
want to.
just
I want
I
to help
believe
people
it.
too.
weather. Step one.
Yeah,
Step
just-
two. Put a
yeah.
bait on your hook. Reel
Yeah.
Joe says, Jerry, stop like tempting me. You're as bad as Susie.
the fish. That's it. 3 steps.
Hey, yeah.
That's why it's.
I'd like
it's
to. I'd like to
therapy.
get something going with kids too, and fishing. You know, a little club going, maybe, or a big club going for that matter. Of, you know,
Yeah.
young kids fishing with professional fishermen in tournaments and stuff like that. I think that would be fun.
I don't know if that's him, but I do believe he does appear at some point, Mark. I do believe. I can't see the name right now. I don't believe that's him though. I think that's that other dude. It could be though. I maybe just can't see the name. I bet Ron is more one of those guys that sticks his hand in dodgy crevices, hoping for a catfish to bite. Yeah, I can see it.
Mm. Perfect.
But, other than that,
Only
Hey,
my
guys.
mother-in-law can screw up fishing. Okay, let me tell you the story. Okay, true story. It's
Okay.
just a simple thing. You put the hook in the water and reel up the fish. You know.
Here's the thing. So Ash can't even ask these guys like what their interests are and then just kind of like listen to them without then stealing the show and being like, okay, now listen to my story about a time that I went fishing. Then he's like, hey, Ron, what's something you're interested in that you want to start doing? You know, because you can start doing anything you want now that you'll be a millionaire from Onpassive by the end of the month, you know? He's like, oh, I'd really like to get back into fishing. Ash is like, that's cool. So now I'm going to tell you about this one time I went fishing.
True story. We were fishing in the Key West, all right, on a boat, and the captain said to her,
Probably.
"You get a better chance of catching a fish if your hook was in the water." It was just dangling out there in the air.
Yeah, they were fishing and they didn't have their hooks in the water. So they were dangling out in the air and it was so funny.
And literally
that's funny.
waiting for a fish. Yeah.
well,
That's
she
a
was
true
fishing for
story.
gator. You know, why you keep the hook above the water, you know, with the chicken on it.
Oh,
And then the
yeah.
gator comes up and grabs it. So she was probably
You
doing
like
that.
chicken?
And then Rod just destroys his story. He's like, yeah, we were walking by, some ladies holding up her fishing rod. It's not even in the water. We're like, you dumb lady. Put your rod in the water. What's wrong with you? Ron's like, well, she was probably fishing for gators. That's actually how you fish for gators. You put a chicken on it, and then you hold it above the water. Because, the gators smell above the water. It's like destroys his whole fucking story. I'm sorry. I thought they were off to a great start with that.
I didn't know that.
Oh, yeah.
Fried
Oh,
chicken or just raw chicken?
Oh, just raw chicken. Raw chicken. You know,
I
big. You
prefer
get a
to
big
keep
leg
the
quarter
chicken. Why am I going to sacrifice a chicken to catch a gator?
because the gator tastes like chicken.
Ah,
It's actually a delicacy in a lot of places that sell. A lot of places that sell it, yeah, no, for sure. But in a lot of places that eat gator, like it's not a big thing here. I believe there's some places we can go and buy it here though, but it wouldn't be fresh, and I don't know. But I'm sure that like in like Cali and stuff, it's all over the place. I'm sure you can buy it at any grocery store.
I don't know about that.
It would be
So,
considered more of a delicacy than the chicken, right? Like chicken is pretty standard meat. Usually the harder the meat is to come by, the more it costs and the fancier it is. So you would think that, like, if anything, in a lot of areas, gator would be considered fancier than chicken. So that's probably why you would sacrifice a chicken for a gator. I'm just saying, it makes sense to me. Thomas says, if you're fishing for Beyonce, you'd better put a ring on it. If you like it, then you better put a ring on
It's
it.
really simple. I think, either you prepare or
No.
you repair every day.
Yes.
I think with the number of people in this thing that are allegedly on the carnivore diet, that they would maybe know how to fish for the gators. I'm just saying.
If you want to have a well-balanced tomorrow.
Is he
if
not
you
in
wanna have
Florida?
control of your,
Don't they have
week or
those?
day or month, you got to have a plan. And no one knows your ability or your capacity like you. Quite often we over-exaggerate, like we
You should.
overbook ourselves.
You should be able to, Jelly. I mean, technically, it should be all meat. So, yeah, you would think, fish, gator, that should be included. Because, man, if you're just eating, like, red meat and then chicken and pork, I don't know. That's really bad for you.
I do the same sometimes.
I don't believe in this carnivore diet. If you're new to me, hi, I was in It Works. I don't really like the whole diet culture, hustle, health and wellness, MLM thing, and the carnivore diet is one of those. Same with like the keto stuff. You gotta be really careful with that kind of stuff. And I just don't think that people like Marty should be out here promoting how to eat. All right, you're not a doctor. You're not a nutritionalist, People should go to their doctors for that. But you would think that gator would count in this diet.
And so, because, it's hard to have things go perfect the way you want it. So if one or two activities go off, so you're going to have to go off your plan. But planning in general, if you're talking about objectives and dreams and goals and all of that, that's a different topic. I was hoping to kind of like poke you in a different direction today. I know it's at the end of your session, but maybe I can throw that out there and have you start thinking. And when we meet again in the near future, we can have some thoughts and ideas. I really need that. I need your help with it. So anybody is...
So you came in to actually run the meeting? Interesting.
Who's been with us for a while, and they know the products, because as of now, we took out the tentative products, or let's say
You really have to be with them for a while to know the products. I bet you there are people that are new to Onpassive that maybe just started watching the Onpassive Nightmare within the last week or two, and I bet you most of them would know the products. There's not a large list. I mean, you can pretty much just make them up. Just add an O in front of anything, and it's probably an idea for a product. If not, Ash will pretend it is if you do that.
wish list from the website, and we just have what's either ready or coming soon in the marketplace, in the ecosystem. And I was thinking, I want to ask you a question about two products.
That surprises me in itself. Ash thinking? Wow. I just find it interesting that he lets these guys have their meeting for 2 hours, and then he kind of shows up mid-meeting, because this thing went for 5 or 6 hours. I don't know. You'd have to go check. I know the Recovering Humbot stream is 7 hours long, but she was also covering something beforehand. And then when they went live, she switched it over. But I believe they were live for a good 4 to 5 hours, which is usual for these O-rods, right? And so they were going for 2.5 hours or so. I showed up at about the halfway mark, I'd say. Pretty close to it, And they were already doing something. They were already doing their little O-Ron meeting. And then Ash just kind of shows up halfway through and then starts taking over the meeting. Which is a little bit rude to O-Ron and Minu, who are the two people that are supposed to be hosting this. I mean, that would be let's say the Devil's Advocate has a channel, and he like invites me on, and then I take over the entire meeting and his whole chat. Like, it would be kind of like that. It's just not really something that you do on here, you know? But then he starts giving them like almost like a homework task to do. And then he says, but you have to know the products to do it. And I'm like, do you want them to do this right now? Are we talking about in future? And I don't think they figured it out either, because you're about to see how it went.
Everybody to suggest 2 products. I will demonstrate how I would like this to go down. So,
and then he gives us a demonstration on how he would like you to answer the question, which we all like. I love it when someone asks me a question and then they're like, okay, and now this is how I would like you to answer it.
for example, I would ask Kron or Minu, what is your favorite product?
Chris, am I saying it wrong? I say a lot of things wrong, but they always say it different every time. So I'm assuming it's Minu because that's how she has said it. I'm going to go by what she calls herself.
That you like to come live and launch this year before the end of the year, and that product list, not necessarily for the monetization and the business side of it, as much as you really like the product, you understand the benefit or the value of it, and because that you really wish that it's in the upcoming launches. The other product, so everybody should kind of like pitch 2 products. The other product is, which product do you believe or you trust that it can be a game changer and it can draw and generate good revenue to yourself and to the rest of the community.
All right. So if you guys didn't catch that, because I've never heard somebody ask a question in such a roundabout way as this man. He does circles around the question like 4 times before he just asks it, So what he's saying here so far is he wants them to list a product, but not a product that they want for their business, you see. Just a product that they love or that they see the value in. Then he also wants them to list a product that they think will be good for their business. And I'm like, I understand that, people like Sherry and whatnot probably are like, oh, I love OConnect because we can all hang out on there. But for the most part, I don't feel like a lot of people are going to be joining a tech company just because they love a product. If it's one like this one and it's marketed as helping you run your business. So it just seems really redundant to be like, tell me about a product you love and then tell me about a product that you think will help your business. I get what he's going for, but this whole company is dedicated to running your business. He really has to sort of sit down and decide. Does he want to market these products to individuals who are just kind of hanging out? And maybe they want some cool products to use, Or is he marketing this company as a business with products for businesses? And he should kind of like pick one and stick to it. Because they kind of go back and forth with it. It's the same with is this thing here for people to have a money-making opportunity? Or is it here mainly for a humanitarian project or a movement to help save the world, as you said? It's like, pick one lane and stick to it. Because when you're weaving in and out of lanes on the highway, you're going to crash. And so it's like, whatever. So he's putting it out there. And if you didn't quite hear him, he said, in future, I want us to talk about product you love because you see the value in it, and a product that you are excited to use to run your business.
And you understand the features or maybe the business model of it, if you understand. So in a way, loving.
Again, you think that you'll get value out of it. So see, it's sort of repetitive.
Product and a businessy product. Everybody should run those. If you thought about that, anybody want to say one just to give us a sample or two? And then
I tend to agree with Marty when he speaks about. Oh, next time. Okay. But
no. Everybody, like, you're welcome to say it if you
Right.
already have an idea. But I would like when we have probably earlier, okay, and when we kind of like invite more people to come in and use the timer and start running down, you know, the list and see what would be. I would be taking notes, like, to see what people think and what's their perspective, what they're excited about, what they like to see coming sooner.
Oh, okay. So you just want them to brainstorm right now so that in a future webinar, like maybe the next corporate webinar, that would make some sense, right? That's when you want to actually like ask the question and have everyone answer it. But you're okay with Ron kind of giving everyone an example since he thinks that he's got his answer ready. Got it.
And you know, we already know, for example, like OConnect, but you could say, for example, I like to emphasize OConnect more and drive more income from OConnect. Things like that, yeah. But anyone?
No, as Rob from Roblin is a different person.
Want to?
That's exactly what I was going to say, Ash. I would like to.
Yeah,
I would like to do the OConnect and drive as much traffic as I can afford to it, because I think it's a signature product. It's a signature.
So he says, I'd like to drive as much traffic as I can afford. Did you catch that? As I can afford, which implies to me that he knows that he's going to have to pay for any of this traffic. So you're not getting Catmo. You're not getting complete automated traffic and money for free. Even Ron's just accepted he'll only be able to buy as much traffic as he can afford. And that's something that people in Onpassive should know about. Because right now, they're all basically being told that all they have to do is buy the products and use them. You know what I mean? Buy the products and use them, promote them. And I mean, they're technically being told they don't even really have to market or sell them because of the fact that there's going to be this automated, targeted traffic. Right? But like you just heard good old Ron say here, you got to be able to afford it. So he's hoping to get as much as he can afford. Oh, you meant Rob is better than... Sorry, that was probably my fault. Queen referring to him casually as Oron. That's good. We're just going to call him Oron forever now. Before anything was built on the OES dashboard, there was a place for them to buy traffic. There was. Right? And it kind of like disappeared. There's an area for you to see how much traffic you're getting still. If you guys go and watch one of my videos about the back office, you'll see that. You'll be like, oh, there's an area there for traffic. That's just keeping how much traffic comes to you. But yeah, they took that part away. And then they started to promote Catmo. But I just want to make sure that even the O founders caught that. Because I don't know if any of them did.
Signature product.
Signature product. Oh, okay.
You know?
Let's put it that way. Signature, or how about...
Well, you're not wrong, Mark. He's always planned on selling the traffic. Which is why we were all kind of really confused when Catmo began. And they started releasing songs about Catmo, which was very shortly after I started covering them. And we were kind of like, oh, okay. Maybe he's not selling it. Like, I don't know. But then he started talking about packages again. So this is something that's always been in the background, that you'd have to buy your traffic. So I don't know why Catmo's a thing, or Why they're not telling you got to pay for the cat milk.
But like lead-in product, okay.
Okay. Yeah. Same thing. Yeah. Leading product. I think that's going to be our leading product into everything else because it goes along with anything else.
Yes.
And everything
I
else
don't
we
want to lose.
have.
I don't want to lose signature. Okay.
Okay.
I have a big issue with signature. We want to use the lead-in product, Ron.
Okay. I can do
Is
that
that
too.
okay?
Yep.
Do I know how
Yep.
to act? Nobody knew I was messing with you.
Yeah, I knew you were. That's why. Do you see the title on the screen? On the top?
Yeah, I do.
We're back.
We're back. Oh, Ron. Oh, Minu. That's a combination. Yeah.
Yeah. It's
Very good. Ash, yeah. Ron and Minu both host the show. You just put that together now?
Friday Night Live with Ron and
Fantastic.
Omino. So, but you know what else I like is I like the OShop. That's kind of interesting
Okay.
to me.
And Ron, also when we do that, like for example, when you say OShop, I'd like you to elaborate a little on how do you understand it, just to make sure that you give the concept of the product the way we're building it or built it.
It would have helped if maybe you would have explained what OShop was to everyone before you kind of put him on the spot there. And you're like, well, now I'm going to give you a quiz. Do you understand OStaff and what it's all about? Huh? Do you know what this one's about and that one? It's like, no. The OShop's never once been explained to him. So, any understanding that Ron has about the OShop is because that's what Ash and maybe Marty and Chris and the other top O founders, this is what they've said about it. So if he doesn't get it right, it's your fault, Ash. You're the one that didn't put this information out there so that they could fucking learn it. Because the other thing is, it doesn't fucking exist. It's not like it's a product he can go and use like the O Connect right now, where he can go and check it out. This one doesn't even exist yet. It might be up on the website in one area, listed as a future product. I believe in the back office under some of the future products. I do believe OShop is one of them. But then when you go to click on read more or learn more, it just says coming soon and there's nothing to click on, so I can't learn any information about it. And you guys already have a marketplace. So I'm confused. I'm confused right off the bat on what the fuck OShop is supposed to be. Like, are you going to have the marketplace and then on top of that OShop? Is OShop going to replace the marketplace? Are you ever going to tell us?
The way I understand it, it's going to be where if you have goods that you sell outside of Onpassive, that you'll be able to put them through. Marketing.
That would be
OShop.
OMark and OCommerce. Yeah, OShop is.
So that's sorry, Ron. You got that one wrong. That's supposed to be OCommerce. Silly man. All right. When he makes OCommerce, so then you're gonna have marketplace where I guess you buy the Onpassive products. Then you'll have OCommerce where you can sell shit out of your house, like a big giant garage sale. The Onpassive garage sale area, which just sounds lovely, doesn't it? And then on top of that, you'll also have OShop. Oh, awesome.
It's more like a souvenir and printing shop for Onpassive products.
Okay, yeah.
But commissionable as well.
So what you're telling me is, yes, OShop is going to replace the marketplace then? Because again, that's where the marketplace is. The marketplace in the back office right now is where you buy the products. It's called the marketplace. So couldn't you just change the word marketplace in the back office to be called OShop and then just be like, oh, we did it. Look at that, guys, released the product. Like, you might as well. I mean, it's not that different from how you release the OMail.
Right.
To your own marketing. Like the design is done, the templates are done. with your info.
Some of it might have gotten lost. It's okay, Sherry. It was a lot to take in. There was so much going on at the time. That's why we're doing this little like refresh, because I feel like going forward, we're going to need to know some of the stuff that they're saying here. But I'm not going to torture you all with all like 4 hours of it. You know? Why are all the idiot founders joining today? It has scam in the title. I don't know. I've been doing that a lot lately. Pretty much any time in the last several weeks that I'm doing an Onpassive stream, I make sure to put scam in the title because I was hoping that it would make them realize that this wasn't an Onpassive live stream. We are the naysayers over here. We're the ones that you get in trouble if you come and watch. But as you're pointing out, it's not working very well, is it? I mean, I tried, you know, because I feel kind of bad sometimes because I guess I get there's a language barrier, 100%. I understand that. And so I feel kind of bad sometimes when I'm like, man, they keep thinking that I'm like a part of this and I'm streaming it for fun because we all joined Onpassive and we're excited. And it's like, I don't know how to tell them, but at the same time, I'm kind of like, well, if they end up over here, maybe I'll say something that will kind of make their critical thinking skills kick in again and make them go, yeah, wait a minute. Am I going to have to pay for the camo traffic? Maybe I should fucking go check into that. Like, you know, hello, Takara. Good to see you.
Stop going there.
We needed to stop going there. And Chris doesn't like the scam word, so we're going to use it as often as possible. You know? But yeah, I tried, but they're still showing up here.
And you just use it to have some more exposure to your business.
Yeah, I think.
Are you lost?
So you're more on having your own shop, not the Onpassive shop. It's like
No.
you are able to add your own items to it. Is that what you like?
I don't know if Ash sounded a little bit mad there. He's like, so wait, you mean to tell me you want to sell your own shit instead of selling my shit? What the hell is that about?
Yeah, because I've been doing other things for many years that I really just do it as a sharing of
Right.
friends that could be very marketable, but
Right.
Have never really gone overboard in trying to market them. You know, and they're different products than internet stuff and software. You know, they're just health products, stuff like that. That I'd like to be able to help drive traffic to.
So and then Ron's like, yes, I have other technology products that I use in other companies, Ash, that I would like to promote to these people. And Ash just sitting there fuming the whole time.
Domain. I think Domain is going to be awesome.
It's
that's a good one.
Etsy,
Okay.
right?
I just look forward to everything. I mean, it's hard to pick out just one product because when you read about all of them, you just get
What do you
so
think,
excited
Susie?
don't
Should we
know
also
what
allow
to
them
do,
to say their least favorite product, like give 3 products, like a love product, a business product, and product?
Did you guys hear that? So now he wants a love product, which I don't know what that means. A product that you just love, I guess. I hope you're not using these products to make love. Let's hope not. So a love product. A love product. I hate it. And then a business product. And then one that you don't like. Which I was honestly surprised. I was like, oh, maybe he's growing a little bit. He's asking them to list off something they don't like? That's new. He would never have allowed that like a year ago. You couldn't even mention anything about wanting a button. That's why Red gets all excited about buttons that just randomly appear because it's not like you can ask for them. Ash would have been like, what do you mean it's not perfect with all the buttons it has now? Already. You know? So I was kind of intrigued. I was like, oh. Maybe he's learning that he does have to kind of listen to these people, his audience, the customers. It's not just all about what he wants to do and what he wants to sell and what he wants to let out, right? So if he comes up with a product idea and other people aren't really into it, he should listen to them maybe. You know, like that's a little teeny step, at least in the right direction, I hope. I mean, we could totally erase all of that the next day. But I was like, okay, so in this webinar, at least he's slightly open to hearing about products that maybe they don't love. Right? A love product. An product. Get your O face on.
Well, Susie will kill me, but OStaff is not something that really excites me because I would never use it.
I understand. Yeah,
but
you're right.
Because I don't have a need for it. If I
But
had a need for it, then I would probably be excited. You know.
But that's the thing, is that the need that you're going to have for it is supposed to be the Onpassive business that you're running. OStaff is supposed to be how you run your Onpassive business. Maybe you didn't clue into that, Ron. Sounds like you're not really planning on running an Onpassive business too much.
You have a point, Ron. Yeah, I understand. That's why such a topic or a discussion is important, to see how can we conceptualize something like OStaff.
Do we remember when OStaff launched 2 years ago? I remember it's launched like almost every single year for the past few years. Yeah, it was coming. It was launching. But that's like everything. I believe it was also one of the done products, along with OAcademy was allegedly done. There was a time about a year and a half ago where Ash made the statement that he had 7 products done. And he actually listed off some. I believe OStaff was one, along with OAcademy. And he was like, I got 7 of them done. I'm just keeping them in the back. They're ready to release any moment. I just don't feel like it right now. And we were kind of like, oh, okay. Weird. When everyone's saying you don't even have one product, you got 7 done. You're not even going to release one, but you do you. So I do believe that OStaff was one of those as well. But then again, nothing got released. And life just went on. And then we didn't hear about it for a while. Because that's what happens over here. I say it all the time. The products come in waves. It's weird. Right? They'll go through like phases of products. So you'll hear about one several times for like 2 or 3 months. And then that one just disappears. And then you don't hear about it again because they move on to another product. Like they'll very heavily promote Obless for like 3-4 months, usually around the summertime. You know, Chris gets out there walking around, wanting to meet up with all the homeless people under the bridges. And then it gets his little heart fluttering for the Obless, so he starts promoting it like crazy. And they'll all go nuts on that for like 3 months, and then it will just disappear. And then you won't hear anything about Obless, and they'll move on to like OAcademy. And then everyone's going to become a teacher. And then you hear about that for 2 months. And then OAcademy disappears. Then they move on to OStaff. And like it's bizarre. It's the strangest way to promote products, because it's like, it's almost training them too. And I've wondered about this because it almost like trains them to be like, oh, well, I'm sure it will come soon. And in this waiting mindset, because they don't know it, but they're all being brainwashed this entire time. They're all being brainwashed to put up with Ash's bullshit, to put up with his broken promises and his lies, to be okay with like these deadlines not being met and not being allowed to ask questions or push back in any way. Sometimes I'm like, man, is he doing this shit on purpose? Just to like test them. Like I said the last time, is he just fucking with them a bit to see how much control he has? To see if he can like drop a name of a product and get everyone excited for it and then make it disappear and see if they also forget about it. You know, narcs that like control, especially cult leader types, they play games like that. Heck, you could be in an abusive relationship and the person will play a game like that. Man or woman, by the way. So, like, cults, in a bizarre way, are extremely similar to being in an abusive relationship. In fact, uncannily similar. So much so that leaving a cult and leaving an abusive relationship are actually almost one and the same. The same escape plan that you do up for someone leaving a cult, it's pretty much, it's based off of the escape plan that you would do for a man or woman leaving an abusive situation in their home. And it's so a lot of the same sort of like narky behaviors and that it happens. And sometimes, you know, you got to wonder if there's a part of Ash deep down inside. Like there has to be. Where he's got a little bit of evil genius in him. Right? Because how did this get to be this successful without that? Like obviously this man is smarter than we think he is. I haven't figured out how, in what areas yet. It's not business or technology. I think we can strike those ones off the list. But he is very, very emotionally intelligent when it comes to how to manipulate people, how to take over an entire room. You know, just things like that you see in cult leaders. So sometimes I'm like, is that why we do these products in these weird phases? Other than to keep them strung along and constantly excited for something, which he needs to keep them in this. Makes you wonder, you know, there's always a lot of layers to things that are going on over here.
And make sure that others can benefit from it. Because I know you like the money part. Yeah, OAcademy. Okay.
If you had OConnect and OAcademy, because
Right.
I like to teach, and I would probably develop a program into law enforcement again, just on the teaching side of it.
Neville's Advocate says, had a one-night stand with an Onpassivian once. It was Susie. Don't tell him I told you all. She was all, oh yes, oh God, oh yes. And I was like, sorry, not interested, babe.
Using
I don't
OConnect
need
and
to
the
know yet.
OAcademy.
OConnect, OAcademy. Okay. Nice. And you said domain too. Okay. I get it.
Yeah. Minnow, what do you think?
You are about to hear one of the smartest things that I have ever heard in one of these webinars. Ever. Finally.
Obviously, I'm most familiar with OConnect. For me to choose, I need to know a little more about the features of the products that are potentially coming.
Woo! Yes! Yes, Manu, you do! You do need to know more. Good girl.
Before I run an opinion. But OConnect is how can you top this? And when the AI features are coming, like the CC translation, it's just going to be mind-boggling. It is already. And so this is the most area that I'm familiar with. And even if I want to promote a health product that I used to be trying and I fell on my face on it, I can use OConnect to do.
Only answer that makes sense is, I'm sorry, I only know about the one product that you released that we use. I would need to have more information about all of the other products in order for me to make an informed decision. I was like, oh my God, finally, I've been watching this for 3 years. And this is the first time I've seen a little bit of critical thinking. The whole time, it's just been none. And finally, she was like, I need to know more information. I was like, yes! Yes! You should. You should. That makes perfect sense. I was kind of sitting here going, what are they supposed to say? There's only one product that they can really use, which is OConnect. So granted, if they're all asked, what's your favorite product? They kind of all are just going to be like, OConnect because it's like the only one I can really use. You know, like, hello. Oh dear, me new. Oh, me new. Oh, me new. Start calling them all. Oh, Marty. Oh, Red. Oh dear. Oh, me new. It's not going to get her bonus. Poor girl. Poor girl. It was Manu, wasn't it? You got to her. It was you, wasn't it?
Yeah, so
Are you having trouble trying to keep up with your professor?
I forgot
You've
there
got
was
to
one
try
lap.
Otter. Here's how it works.
I'm sorry, guys.
It's in the QA, but it's Friday night, Chris.
But at the same time, I'm not sorry. If you were wondering, yes, they do have AdSense on all of these. There's your proof.
See, it's just not Friday night. This is Friday night live.
Yeah.
Okay, this
He
is
should come in
live.
the day before Saturday.
If it was less O, it would have been more businessy. I would have talked about that.
okay, let's erase the O's.
Would you like me to put Let's Go up there, Don?
It's all good. So we have the video virtual background. It's already in.
Wow.
All right.
It came out. It came out better than we were expecting. Very good. Very clear. There's no.
We just got the video virtual background. That's something that StreamYard's had that for a while.
Blurriness when you move, all of that. So it's in the queue now. If it's QA, being tested, meaning if it's all good, then you're going to see it live real shortly. Yeah, that will make it. That will make it as a toy. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I am just enjoying the artificial, the virtual background as it is, as you can tell.
Yes.
So
yes.
just imagine having a video.
Right. Right.
Imagine Gina Leva actually figuring out how to use a green screen. I mean, when is that going to happen? Poor Jean there, she gave up waiting for their virtual background. She was like, fuck this, I'm just going to get a green screen. And then so she just plumped that green screen back there. You see her? See her with her green screen? And then she still hasn't actually used it as a green screen the entire time.
Oh, it's beautiful. But now imagine you have a video. It's like live motion.
Where is Ash? Those aren't vases behind him. No, it's a television. And the entire time I was watching this the first time, trying to figure out what the fuck we was watching on TV. It looked like the tourist channel. You know when you go to a hotel and they kind of have the tourist channel at the hotel? And it just kind of shows you some of the sites that you can go see, some pretty images of the city, you know. Like if you come here to Ottawa in a hotel, they'll be like, oh, come see our parliament buildings. They're so pretty. And come down to the Byward Market. And then go to the Glebe and etc., you know. And it will like kind of like play different images. It looked kind of like that. Like that's what he's playing on TV, although he must be somewhere tropical. Yeah, mind you, to me, Florida is tropical, so you know. But I do think he's in a hotel somewhere. It seems to be the hotel video playing in the background. He's at Club Fed.
This is good.
I can't wait to see that.
So, for example, law enforcement man Ron Hulbert wanted to teach in a class something about I don't know, suspense or so there could be a reasonable music or video. Those are two components, like music, but that will add liveness to the session, and I think that would be good. Someone else maybe in meditation, another person, you know, in just like business, classic, all of that. So having the perspective choice, that would be great.
Wow, that hurt my ears.
Yes, it will.
Yeah.
Wow.
So for example, if we talk about kids, maybe my choice of video background would be animals, the zoo.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know what that was about. I personally think that he should leave all the kids alone. Maybe stop getting parents to sign up their unborn children to this scam. Just a thought. Maybe start there.
Our Sesame Street parade.
You get the case.
That's too civilized, yeah, for them.
Oh my. Chris says they all believe that schools and universities will switch to OAcademy. If they did, they wouldn't need teachers. So schools are your biggest market for OAcademy, which is horrifying. So that's also where the kids are. Like I said, we don't want him around the kids. It's bad enough he wants to break the child labor laws already. You know, not really someone I want around kids. Ash always starts to talk about OConnect backgrounds when anyone asks about new killer features like AI auto-translate. Just proves there's nothing innovative in the pipeline. And that's what I meant the other day too when I said, like, when he releases something, some kill feature, it's just like, oh, we added video backgrounds. Like, okay, but most of the video conferencing apps out there have the green screen option and the video background option. So that should just be one of the features. That shouldn't be an extra cool thing added on. You know, it's kind of like when they were all excited that the OMail finally had a send button. Because when they first made the OMail, and I swear to God this happened. Because when I say it, you're going to be like, Queen, that sounds insane. But when they first made OMail, they made an entire email client where you could not reply to emails or hit send to send an email. And when they finally fixed it and added the send button and the reply, the way they announced it was like the same. It was, oh my God, OMail has a really cool feature now, guys. It has a send button. And it's like, that should just be there. Like, how the fuck do you make an email client without a reply and send button? Is my question. Like, that's something that should just be there. That'd be like them being like, oh, guys, we finally made OConnect. Yeah, you can do a conference with it. Isn't it cool? It's like, no, that's what you're supposed to do with it. Why are we celebrating this, you know? And what makes you believe that? Is it because some man that seems to have the respect of people told you that? Or has something else about Onpassive led you to believe that? Got to think about it. Because if you're someone that just does whatever you're told, then let me tell you that you should leave Onpassive.
And I am not Oscar in the trash can, okay?
Absolutely.
I love OStaff. I don't know. OStaff what really got me excited when we first came out. I mean, there's millions of businesses out there that need that. People that
But they don't know the level. They don't know the level it is now. Okay. Forgive them. You know, they don't know if they see a demo now. And I can tell you the date, but I don't want to put a date when it's set to go live. Yeah.
I can tell you a date, but I don't want to put a date on it. So in other words, this asshole has no clue.
It's pretty impressive right now. Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Ash, what is playing behind you on the screen has anything to do with the video background?
Just TV. Yeah.
Okay,
I
gotcha.
put the screensaver.
Yeah.
No, Minu, he wouldn't be that intelligent. It would have made perfect sense for him to put one of the video backgrounds there to show you guys. I completely understand where you were going with that, Minu. Surprisingly enough, somehow in this webinar, you seem to be the only one here with a little bit of a brain. I wasn't expecting it from you, but I'm happy for it. No, that would have made perfect sense for him to actually play something on the screen that had to do with what he was talking about today. Most people presenting would have done that. But no, it's Ash. we're not going to get that far, you know? Just a TV, right? He's like, nah, it's just a TV. Like, I wouldn't do that. I ain't that intelligent. Jilly's like, Ash, can you please just stop going there?
Stop going there.
You're making us look silly. Okay?
She wants to be the first to make us look silly.
Jesus. Stop it. Stop it. Ash doesn't do easy. Hello, Scam Chan. No, and he doesn't do anything that makes common sense, right? It's like, of course, Mina was like, well, is the video you're playing there like one of the backgrounds? Because that would make sense. It looks like he planned to have the TV shown in the background. Right? Like the way he set up his camera here. So it's not weird she'd think that.
That's not the virtual background.
Yo, listen up, I'm here to expose the fraud. All passive, you think you're slick, but I'm not odd.
Speak up, guys. He wants to hear your opinion.
I'm just thinking about the
So everyone got a little bit nervous after he kind of put them on the spot to answer all these questions and kind of tell them about a product that they didn't like. And that's because of the culture that's been made here. Like I said, it's very weird for Ash to kind of ask them, what product do you maybe not think you're going to use, or that we can improve on, or that you wouldn't like. So after like Ron talks and Minu talks and Marty and Chris have kind of a little bit of a go, I think everyone was very, very nervous. And they were kind of like, I don't know if I should answer this question. Because answering a question like that would have gotten me in trouble in the past. You know? So we ended up at a little bit of a standstill where people weren't really answering. And as you heard there, Chris got a little bit upsetty spaghetti with them and was like, guys, why aren't you speaking up?
I'm here to expose the fraud. All passive, you think you're slick, but I'm not odd.
Speak up, guys. He wants to hear your opinion.
I'm just thinking about the video background. I can't wait to see that. I can't wait to see
Well,
that.
if you allow more of my Indian people to talk, they have a ton of ideas.
I can add something, Ash.
All right, go ahead, my
anything-
Indian brother.
Yeah, I have one question. But anything to do with communication, like OConnect, OPAL, because I think branching the people around the world, like whatever you did with OConnect, where people that couldn't afford to get on or whatever they did, it was a struggle. That has been made so much better, like 100%, and that made such an impact in people that really had trouble getting on. They can get on now. And something like OPAL, where you connection, anything with connection and making people feel part of what.
You too, Chris? I was like, oh, pal. The fuck was that ever a fucking product? This is when I was like, are they just making up things now at this point? Ash like puts them all on the spot. What products are your favorites? They're like, oh, calendar. Yeah, no, that sounds like a product. Oh, pal. Yeah. The better version of ONet. Shit. Should have said ONet.
We have,
Damn it.
I mean, really feel it. Has to be a big deal no matter what money it brings in, because everything's going to bring money in. But I think something where you get people where you can get that communication, go out and touch more people, go out and grab more people where they can talk freely, and they're not, I saw such a difference from this Connect and what we had before. It's night and day. What we had before was the best in the world. But I was seeing the communication and all the feedback of, oh my God, I got on, I didn't get kicked off. I can hear I'm not spending $1,000. It was cut down 75%. But I would think would be a big help is I'm pretty sure that any products that we did know about before now that haven't launched are probably nothing like we thought they were. Knowing you and this much time went by, there's no freaking way. They might have the same name, but I'm sure a lot of them are much different. It might be a good idea.
How do they not realize that this man didn't do shit for his company until the SEC came knocking on his door? It's been very apparent. These products are not amazing, and they're not even being released in their last versions as it is. Like, if that was true and Ash was working on this the whole time with this big tech team, like he wants them to believe, right? I'm pretty sure that OConnect would have been already had its like virtual backgrounds added when it was first released. And I'm pretty sure OMail would have had the reply and send buttons attached upon its first release. It was because it was a scramble. It was because the SEC said, hey, man, you're claiming you're selling shit over here and we don't see nothing. And he went, oh, shit, I better come up with something now. And that's why there were so many mistakes. These things were just thrown together last minute. I don't understand how you could see this company forming and see and know the same things that I know, that Alonda knows, that you guys, my mods, my members, and my viewers have all been watching, and then still sit there and be like, these products, with the last 6 years you've been working so hard on them, are all about to be 10 times better than we ever thought. Like, I'm like, what bullshit? Like, because if you're going by the same information that we all have over here, we're horrified. Like, we're like, oh God, he's going to release fucking OPAL and you're not even going to be able to add a friend to it. You know, like, that's what I'm expecting, and I can't be the only one. It's just so strange. It's like they've rewritten the entire history of how this product came to be in their minds. And to them, like, these releases have been fan-fucking-tastic, you know? Hello, fellow kids. What about this LMAO? Am I right? LOL. So right. LOL. I know that I have a kind of a low-toned voice, but I can't sound too much like a man. Sarjeet, that was rude. Jesus.
Idea, if you could, to give us something like bullet points of this is, this is this product, this is this, and this, and realize kind of what it does. Because my thing is more about, okay, you can make more money, like OConnect. For me, you gave me a page where I could build OCreate. I don't need any more products. And I'm not saying that to brag. I'm just saying I know what we have right there could clean house. But I also know there's other little things, because what you really want to.
And how come it's not cleaning house right now? You've had this product out for several months, and the people are not coming. There is no, if you build it, they will come. You've built it, nobody's come. Not one person. Not one. So, like, again, after you're sitting here for several months and people aren't all flocking over begging you to use these products, what makes you think that all of a sudden it's going to happen in future? I mean, it's been released. It's been out. Still hasn't gone viral. You know? I'm trying to figure out how you even think this way. So you want us all to think positively with you, Marty, and go on this journey with you. You and Chris are pretty much just screaming at me now during your live streams. Where you're like, listen, you're never going to stop me from being in this thing. And I'm like, okay, I never said I wanted to stop you. Calm down. But it's like, I'm like trying to understand. But it's like, no matter how hard I try for the life of me, I don't understand how you can know the information I know. And I know some things that I haven't put public yet either. All right. And I know you know what I know. You have to. You have to know. And then just be sitting here and still talking like this. Like everything's just fine and dandy. Everything's about to be amazing. You gotta have faith. You gotta have faith. You're saying it.
Do is empower more and more people.
It would be nice if they could scam somebody. I know not everybody wants to scam like you, but you gotta think twice before you give OConnect away, cause then nobody will want to stay. Oh yeah, it's true. Oh, cause I need some time off from this crazy cult. Time to get my feelings off the floor. When the scam comes down, we hope they don't unalive. But for right now, let's take this and fucking party on even more. God,
Then it doesn't matter what comes out because they're all going to grab what they want. They're going to go where they want to go. Whatever you can do the quickest.
Scam is stronger than the faith.
to bring in all these people that need to be here, whatever device that is, whatever technology that is, or whatever, I believe if you can do that part, the rest of it's happening anyway. Organically, it's going to.
Just like, I think they're supposed to be praying towards the ground. Like, to Satan.
Because you bring people in, automatically they look and say, man, look at this technology. And we've talked about it before. I go back to Zoom and say, I'm mad at them because they ripped me off for 2 years. They had to, because if this company that came from nowhere can give me this much for 50, 60% less, now I'm mad. Now you're messing with people's emotion. They're not in love with Zoom. So they go back. When you get one person from any of these other companies like a Zoom or a video marketing, you automatically, at the minimum, get 2. If you get 50, you get 500.
Yo, listen up, I'm here to expose the fraud.
All right, so before we get on to this final Ash speech, I think we need to have a commercial break. You'll buy gas station Bitcoin and join Onpassive if they actually pay out. Marty wants his payday. I just don't know how the payout's going to happen. You know what I mean? I'm like, you don't have a merchant right now. So how are we getting this money out to everyone? I still don't know. I wish that they would explain it more, but they're probably not going to. That would make them look bad. Marty does deserve to get paid for MASH. You can't say that Marty and these guys haven't put work in. That's what's so sad about it. And that's the thing about MLMs. Is it's like you're doing a whole bunch of unpaid labor. And then when you get the payoff, it's nowhere near what you should be paid or what you should be owed. And it's definitely nowhere near what was promised to you. And in this one, you haven't even gotten paid yet. So I don't know what you're like pulling off of. Like where is the positivity? How do you get it? Marty's made $8,000 from MASH already. I mean, possibly. I mean, yeah. They were getting a lot of super chats, but that seemed to have stopped as well. So, like, they haven't even been getting that in a little while, right? Unless things are going behind the scenes, which they might be. Well, you might not know that until far in the future. Marty hates when you remind the founders of that. Marty hates it when you remind the founders of everything. He is really a set it and forget it type person. I'm going to say things and then I'll forget about them and hopefully everyone else forgets about them too. I swear that's what he's hoping for as well. But yes, like Violet says, we need a good old hose break. Don't play with your hoses during the break. Mind you, if you do, I mean, I can't stop you. You know what? Go share it! Today's video is brought to you by...
Do you have a berserker demon? You may think that's a strange question, but I've dealt with berserker demons. What's a berserker? The word describes ancient Nordic warriors who fought with uncontrollable rage. This is where we get the expression, he was so angry, he went berserk. In the days of Vikings, berserkers would enter a trance before battle to get supernatural strength. They fought with a frenzy. Sound like someone you know? As we say, they lose it. Explosive anger can come from frustration, feeling disrespected, trauma, mental and hormonal issues, and drugs, but uncontrollable rage can be demonic. As an exorcist, I've dealt with berserker demons. If you've got one, you'll need more than anger management therapy. You may need an exorcism of a berserker demon of anger. That's inhuman. I'm here to help at boblarson.org.
Whoa, looks like you got a bit of a tangle in your dangle. Did you know that more than 8 out of 10 hose owners die each year? Not anymore. Hey, turn me on and watch my hose get huge. My mom always told me I was a grower, not a shower, and boy was she right. And if you squeeze me in the right spot, all my raging fluids will come flying out of me, and instantly I'll retract to my small, natural, convenient size. Amazing! Oh, yep. Shout outs to all my flowers and growers out there. And just like a real snake, it can contract and expand like an accordion. You know, we really wanted to name it the Snake Hose, but that's the title of a gay porno. I mean, I've never seen it, but lizard's close enough. This is my next door neighbor, Sharon. She didn't know I was filming her. She also didn't know I had my hose in my hand, too. If your hose weighs more than 15 pounds, I feel sorry for you. You see, women prefer light, dainty, petite hoses. You don't want to be walking around with a big honking nanner. Oh, Sharon. Whoa, watch the whoa, don't get it caught on the thing. Whoa. Hey, buddy, watch where you're going. You don't want to end up like that guy, still using a standard hose, not going anywhere, and he's fucking bald. Fuck! Look at my hose, people. Oh, yeah, it's growing fast, and it's not kinking up anytime soon. Now, I don't know who lives here, but it's time to wake up. Behold, the full length and girth of my hose and its full potential. Hey, can't you see I'm filming a commercial here, you fucking asshole? Wah! Take that, fuckboy. No one fucks with my hose. The lizard hose is about $30. You get 25 feet. That's like, just a little bit more than $1 per foot. Now, fuck it, we'll give you 2. That's 50 feet. Get fucked. Come on, touch it.
Wait, do you have a condom? You don't have one somewhere? Yes. Oi, excuse me there, sir. Do you have these directions? Sure, you just go down that way and make a turn. Don't let her know that your dinger is almost a no-go. Get Tiny Dinger condoms to you discreetly. It's very important to choose the right size, so make sure that you get your tiny size. Don't be caught without a condom. No. Get Tiny Dinger condoms, a YouTube streamer's favorite brand. Located at your local CVS, pharmacy, Rexall, Shopper, Drug Smart, Walmart, and in your favorite streamer's nightstand. Get it. You're into feet, and not many girls are also into feet, but you finally found your dream woman. We got your souls covered now. Brought to you by the same people who brought to you Tiny Dinger condoms, trademarked, a YouTube streamer's favorite brand, and the same people who brought to you sexual endorphin spray, trademarked. We have now created the foot fetish Fantasia spray. When you're rubbing on her toes, take a deep breath in and smell the sweet aromas of the toilet bowl, the tire shop, dead flowers, and your nana's perfume. After all, it will turn you on more than just her pinky toe will. This little piggy has been to the market and grabbed themselves a bottle of the foot fetish Fantasia spray, trademarked. It made it so much easier to wake to my ex-girlfriend's feet after she posted up her beach trip vacay photos. Grab your bottle now and make that nasty foot fragrance vanish just like a ghost. Located at CVS Pharmacy, Shoppers Drug Mart, Rexall, Walmart, Kmart, Chaz R Us, and in your favorite foot fetishist nightstand. Are you getting upset with people's freedom of speech and consumer protection laws that allow the public to speak out about your scam? Are you giving YouTube creators false strikes in order to continue preying on vulnerable people? Is it getting hard to hold it in? Hold in all the bullshit? Well, introducing Tiny Digger Diapers, the adult diaper designed for the man baby deep down inside who's always on the way to the top where his ears will pop. With our FlexiFit technology, Tiny Digger Diapers moves with you whenever you sit on your chair, sit in your RV, sit on a boat, or sit in your home office paid for by the people you scam. The Secure Lock Core offers unmatched absorption for when you're full of shit, which is most likely all the time. These diapers keep you dry and comfortable so you can attend all 500 hours of webinars this week and not miss your chance to sign up a homeless man to your scam. Maybe he also needs the diapers, huh? Brought to you by the same people who brought to you Tiny Digger condoms and Fantasia foot spray. Buy Tiny Digger diapers today. Located at Shoppers Drug Mart, Rexall, Walmart, Target, your local CVS pharmacy, and in your favorite con artist nightstand. No matter where your day takes you from webinar to webinar, you will always be dry and you won't have to cry. Thank you for listening to a message from today's sponsor. Yes, thank you. Thank you so much. Chris says, during Desert Storm, we had a box with 3 compartments of condoms. Small, medium, and large. The condoms were the same size, but everyone always took from the large compartment. Except this one guy. It was you, wasn't it, Chris? It's okay, you can tell us. We'll keep it confidential when you order from Tiny Dingers. It's all right.
All passive, you think you're slick, but I'm not on.
No. I fell asleep I fell asleep on the couch. I woke up, I came in as an attendee, and they pulled me on, and I was like trying to fix my hair.
Bob says it was him. It was me. So, I guess it was Alps. Susie thinks she had quite a night, though.
Oh, no.
I talked about my plans. I wanted to say happy birthday to Red. I joined very late, and I just, sometimes I am just an attendee, but they found me, pulled me on, and I'm more than grateful to be here. So I don't know how long I'm going to last, but that's from my heart, Ash. I just know what it's going to do.
I wish to add more. No, I wish to add more. You don't know how many businesses are coming out every day, everywhere, and some regions are exploding. Okay, and it doesn't mean that you have to have like 500 employees or so in order to need OStaff. It could be as simple as having a little union or your association, for example, or committee or a family. Perhaps a part of having everything organized and in a proper structure. Especially there is more size of it. So OConnect should be a part of OStaff, linked into the back office, the OMail aspect of it. So when you have that luxury.
Wait, aren't all of the products supposed to be used all together? Or are you just thinking about that now? Because I was always under the impression that that's what this was. That's why it's a whole single sign-on thing. Is that not what that means? And then it should also mean that you should be able to get to the products from the page, Okay.
And that power of operating all those daily essential activities, regardless of your business or what area you're in. When you see the power of just a single sign-on and everything linked together, one time the data or centralized profile, you don't have to keep dragging things. It will save you a ton of time, a ton of money, and frustration, and that is like a gold mine to people who go through the process.
I don't understand. Have none of these people had real jobs? I know that they have, and I'm very confused because I've never had a real job where we didn't have some form of OStaff already. All right. Like there was one called like Workopolis or something that we used to use. Like I'm thinking of even like my for sale jobs in customer service, which I don't consider to be like a real career. But even in social work, we had that. And it wasn't just because we had to keep things confidential. It was just easier to have a system. So if I needed to contact somebody that was like, if I was in the residential area, needed to contact somebody that was doing the community, going out into the community while I was at the houses, for example, there was a way for me to do that with a system like on the computer. So I'm like, every single workplace has a version of this already. But Ash is acting like this doesn't exist. And I know that like Ron was a police officer in his past, Susie's worked in nursing. So I'm kind of like, they would have had one of those jobs where you have a back office. So I don't understand why they're acting like this is so innovative and new. As far as I'm concerned, like, pretty sure we've had that system since we kind of put everything onto computers, which was at the end of the 90s. That's what we were doing. At the end of the 90s, we were switching everything over to be digital. And that's kind of when those programs came about, because it made it easier for workplaces to do things. And it made everything digital, right? Like, makes sense, right? So I'm kind of like, what world are they living in where this isn't a thing already? Ash even makes a statement, all kinds of new businesses are starting. Yeah, and they don't have all these problems that you've had. Are you not maybe like, wait, kind of going, why? Why am I the only one having all these problems?
We get more people in the academia or in business, and even small businesses, they're just startups. They lose their mind for the concept of that. And I'm talking about any sector. They love it. Farmers, you just name it, okay? When there is such an application, the communication is a main aspect, but also the data, the ability to onboard, add or hire to it, add everything. Come on.
Like, again, Susie's worked in the HR department. She should be well aware that there's already several different programs used to do payroll, used to do the hiring. They even have programs so that the employee, like when I went to work at True Green, for example, they did a criminal record check. And they did it on their end. I didn't have to go into the police station and get one all signed out and stuff. They had a way on their end where I just had to fill out form, put in some information. They clicked a button. And then within a week, they had you don't have a criminal record report. Like, and that was all part of the payroll and all part of the hiring process. Like, all of that stuff's already digital on different programs. I'm sure there's got to be hundreds of these programs out here. Like, I'm so confused as to like why these people think this is a new thing. Like, no, they've always had this. They've been using this for like fucking 25 years, dude. They think this is what I mean. You're 25 years behind in technology, claiming that you're going to take over this whole industry. Like, it's not going to happen. Because everybody else is like 50 years ahead of you. They're thinking 25 years ahead. And you're still thinking 25 years behind. It's like, it's just amazing the gap that's there. And it's like none of them pick up on it. Like, do none of you on this screen right now, you've never had a career job? Even Chris at Ford, you should have had one of those. Your hiring would have been done online, dude. They have a system for the payrolls and everything. The CEO of Ford doesn't sit down and write out checks. Like, I'm just like, what do you mean? This is a new thing and that people are going to rush to your company because you have it. There's already hundreds of them. I bet you I could ask you guys in the chat to name ones from your workplaces and you'd be able to do it. And then there'd be a whole list of them. Like, I'm just like blown away at this. Like, I get the idea that it's new for Onpassive to have that. But it ain't new. It's not a new thing. Mark says the people on this webinar simply don't understand business nor IT. That's the issue. And it is an issue because it's like, maybe you should be learning. Like, how do you get into a tech company and then not learn anything about technology for 6 fucking years? That's what I want to know. Like, that's crazy. Like, it's literally insane. That's why this is so culty. It's like, Jesus, you don't even know what's out on the market. You haven't even thought to go look. You're so indoctrinated into just listening to whatever Ash tells you. Like, you're not even sitting there thinking in your head, well, I've used programs like that in my past jobs before. Why is he acting like this is brand new? That's weird.
You will realize this would be.
Oh God, we're all in trouble. If they say they're learning from Onpassive,
well, we're fucked.
I'm just saying.
In the industry, and it's not just HR system management. If you think about it, it's a true business muscle. Okay, in every way.
Your Onpassive mate used to work in IT. See, but that he's not the only one either. Like, some of the people on the tech team, I'm like, did you get fired from your last 3 jobs and this is the only place that would fucking hire you? Like, what are you doing here? Like, you should know better. Like, what is going on? But then we see nurses and doctors sign up for health and wellness MLMs on their payroll all the time. This is no different. It's just over here, it's IT people in tech, right? It's like they'll put away the knowledge and they train themselves to kind of like not think about those things. Just listen to Ash and what he says goes. And it just goes to show you, like, they quiet their own critical thinking. Like, they get a thought in their brain like, I thought I've used one of those programs before. And then the next thought that comes in their brain is, oh, don't question Ash, though. He's our CEO, and he really is going to save the world. It's like, damn, so close.
It's a machine.
You knew it was so close.
That saves you a ton of time, money, and, of course, frustration. People are sick and tired of the so many applications involved when it comes to running a business at any capacity.
Oh, I can't explain anything
And
with technology, okay? I have to research everything that I explain. But I just research usually if I am talking about something just because I don't want to get the information wrong. But I can definitely explain it better than Ash can, which is worrisome since he's the CEO of it.
It makes them look.
You would at least expect him to know. You know, the rest of them, I don't blame them. But see, that's what the problem is. Like I keep saying, the leadership comes from the top. The knowledge also comes from the top. They're only going to know what he teaches them, right? So it's like, if he doesn't know shit, then they're going to know even less. And he doesn't know a damn thing. He doesn't seem to know anything about any, like, business. Like, for somebody that he's the worst CEO of an MLM I've ever seen. I've never seen a CEO of an MLM start their MLM and have this many fucking problems. And Boo had its problems with other things, but they at least knew how to start the actual business part. Like, he sucks at all of it. It's like he can't even do the scam properly. I've never seen anything. That's what she said. Trevor sucks. So she said he sucks at all of it. That's what she said.
Good, because when you are trying to get employees, onboarding employees, looking good with them, with all those different platforms, one hand doesn't know what the other hand's doing. It's going to really make a business look sharp.
Right. Yeah.
And they're going to perform, and they're going to feel a lot better because.
Right? Where were they? All right. My MySpace page used to be awesome. All right. You come on there, I would sing a song, probably from like My Chemical Romance or something. I didn't know what emo was until like I came out here on YouTube. And then somebody once was like, Queen, you're fucking hella emo. And I was like, I don't even know what that is. And then I realized that we were the early 2000 scene kids. When we were like 13 with our sideways bangs and our 50 colorful bracelets and our crazy colored dyed hair. We just called ourselves skater kids, though. We hung out at the skate park. So I guess, though, we were emo.
Thousands and thousands
of
dollars.
I just found out.
And they're going to realize when it's simple, because now it's more of that.
Yeah, he doesn't use that awful Google. All right? It's a search. It's a search engine, not a truth engine. All right?
That fear, or I would say maybe vague impression, what it could be. Ron doesn't know.
Like, I did it all. I had MySpace. I had a live journal that people started leaking out here when I got my YouTube channel. They were like, come read what this lady wrote in her journal when she was a teenager. I'm like 35. Why are we doing this?
He would be a user too. For
There,
example,
that's
he mentioned
weird.
he want to go fishing and he want to promote other things on OShop. But when in reality, it sounds like he has other products. He wants to sell different things.
Yeah, like ICP was big. Me and my girlfriend used to put on the song Bitches and jump around the room when we were like 12.
I don't know, in the nutrition thing or a field, and he's going to be teaching on OAcademy. So if you put it together, he's going to have a business to run. You need a platform. Yeah. You're going to have your own domain. You're going to have all of that. So if you think about it, but when you realize how like a couple of clicks, just put your profile in, like you're in business live instantly, and then you're able to be compensated or get compensated from passing it on, you're going to kiss it. Yeah.
Yeah. Janet, go ahead.
Yo, listen up, I'm here to expose the fraud. All passive, you think you're slick,
so I know you talk about the two products that we like. Yes, I do like OConnect. I like OTracker.
Wait a minute. Okay. So if it's good morning, that means it's.
So here's the thing. What else are they supposed to say? Other than I like OConnect? Like I've brought up. Like, you kind of put them all on the spot. Name the product that you like. There's only one that they really use. It's OConnect. So what happened is they were all coming out going, OConnect? I like. It was kind of funny.
It's no longer Friday Night Live. Where did Ron go? It's Sábado Gigante now, I guess.
I think we all knew a girl like that, Chris. We all had that girl around.
Good morning.
Good morning. So I noticed that OConnect.
Oh, yeah? I come from the time before Messenger when we had to listen to uh-oh, and my ICQ was lit. All right, I had like my whole city on my ICQ. Okay.
I haven't seen the future of like the waiting room.
I met half of my hometown on ICQ when I was like 12. You know?
waiting
Yeah.
room. So with the waiting room, it will enable.
But see, that's what I mean. A lot of the people, if you're a millennial or younger, okay, then you pretty much grew up watching technology form. Like, I remember being in grade 6 when they installed the very first computer labs in the schools. We didn't have a computer lab, okay? We were lucky if we had one computer in our classroom. There would be 30 students. We would all have a floppy disk with our fucking homework on it. And in the morning, we would all have to line up. And the first hour and a half of the day was all of us printing our stuff off to hand it in to the teacher. Like, I remember this, you know? That's how we did grade 4 and grade 5 reports. So it's like, I don't know how you could be a millennial or younger and be okay with Onpassive. Because even just your knowledge of how the internet has formed and what we have today in terms of technology and how quickly it's gone, all right? Like, you'd pick up on all of this stuff. That's why a lot of you are picking up on this. You know, you don't have to be an IT necessarily for when Ash makes a silly statement like, oh, OStaff will make a lot of people come here. We've never had those programs before. You know? So I don't know if that's why I have an issue with this thing taking off and taking over the world and humanity. Because it's like most people that know about technology are not going to be okay with this. Like, because they're going to be like, whoa, this is way far behind. Like, they're still in MySpace era. You know, like, and we're all in TikTok era now. They're still using ICQ. You know, it's like, geez, that's really how far behind they are. And so I don't see it. The thing about technology is that once you're behind, it's hard to catch up. Especially to catch up and then outdo people and companies. Companies that have been doing this for 25 plus years. All right. Like, this man thinks he's going to show up here. It took him 6 years to come up with OMail and OConnect. And then he thinks he's going to show up and like take over. And it's the delusions of grandeur. And the ego that he has, it's astonishing. It like floors me sometimes. I'm like, you have to be real fucking crazy to think you're going to come out here now and then take over that industry. Or you better have something real fucking good. Like the world's first affordable robot that cooks and cleans. And does all the housework for all of the stay-at-home moms. Like, you better be coming out here with something like that. All right, if you want to take over, you know, like, that's kind of where we are at. And Ash is talking about how he just updated a button on OConnect and added virtual backgrounds. You know, it's like, come on. Mark says, I'm much happier since I just search engines like Google and moved to truth engines like Marty, Robin, Noble, Red, and Chris. I'm living in a new world now. Smiling, clapping, worshiping. Everything's perfect all the time because there's never a thought in my brain.
Participant to wait, just giving an example. If you have
Good
like 10,
point.
10
You know, I would much rather look up stuff on Google than just listen to any YouTuber. You know? There's a reason why Marty says don't look up Onpassive on Google. Because if you look them up, you're probably going to end up siding with me.
employees.
Yeah.
And let me say they're in a room that you want to conduct, let me say, an interview. You want to
Right.
conduct an
Yeah.
interview.
I
So
know
you
what
want to
you're
choose
talking
like
about.
2 people.
Yeah.
So you will ask somebody You put us in a waiting room and then go now and interview the rest. I don't know if we do have that key.
And see, that's why too. Though sometimes I'm like, man, they like these people. Some of them have to be kind of checked out. Because Violet, I'm sure you've also remember watching technology grow. You know, I'm kind of like, you should know. Ash could give these guys a Tamagotchi and they'd start live streaming about it. Honestly, they're back now. We had to get my daughter one. It was very bizarre. I was like, am I back in the 90s? What just fucking happened? Like, even funnier is whatever segment they enter, however much that segment makes, they will take all that money, according to Mike Ellis. Yeah, they seem to think that the extra money, since they're making 25% commissions, like in the case with OConnect, they seem to think the other 75% of that is then going to go to this, like, pot. A community pot, if you will. And then it's going to be redistributed out to all of them because Ash doesn't need money. And he's said many times, I don't need money. The company doesn't need money. I'm like, but it does to run, though. Just the reality, you got to kind of pay for those offices you keep buying. And for those employees you keep hiring at these offices to make this thing look legit, you know? But yeah, that's why they think that. Ash looks so goofy in those earmuffs always.
Future.
No, it's the way it works right now. If
the Incel's Dream Robot, technically they already have those. You can buy a girlfriend now. That's why I said. I mean, it's crazy expensive, I'm sure. And that's why I was like, yeah, an affordable robot that anyone could buy to like clean their house and do things. They got like robot vacuums and stuff like that now, right? Those are pretty sick. But I mean, we need to be heading into the Jetsons era. Like, you got to be bringing out stuff that they had in the Jetsons show, okay? If you want to be beating the people out here today. Honestly, though, that's where we are. You know? So it's like, these guys, we saw their O robot. I mean, it wasn't great. But I mean, let's be honest. It wasn't great. Furby was a big thing when I was younger. I remember the Furbies. I thought they were horrifying. And my friend had one. And she like kept it by the bed. And it used to like stare at us at nighttime. And then sometimes randomly this thing would go off. So we thought it was haunted. We were like 10.
These arrive ahead of the speaker. There's just like that music or the arrival template. But yeah, I know exactly what you're talking about. Right? I need it myself. Okay. But
that's a good point. Where are they getting the $5,000 to keep running the OConnect for everyone then, huh?
It's not done yet.
Oh, okay. So the other product that I like, despite the fact that I like all of them, we have like OTracker. I know that I will not be able to utilize that. It is really for those who are business. They are doing business, which we all know that is going to track.
No, but that sounds awesome. Just saying. Minu is fluent in verbiage.
Individuals, those who they want to purchase goods, it will track the IP address.
Oh my God.
Whoever, and then put it like in a log. They will notice whatever is happening. So nobody can really steal when it comes to OTracker.
Oh, no.
Because it's going to track each and everyone. So I like OTracker. I like OAcademy, OBless, which
yeah.
I was wondering how you're going to track everyone because you claim that you don't use people's personal information. You don't gather their personal information. And you don't track any of them. You don't use cookies or third-party cookies or any of the such. Even though I know that your fucking website actually uses cookies, third-party cookies, malware, spyware, and etc., you illegally don't give us a warning that you use them. It's illegal in the US to not do that, by the way. That's why websites, when you go to it, it says this site uses cookies. Yeah, if they don't do that, like you, Ash, not doing that with onpassive.com, it's illegal. So see, you're already breaking the law still with your website there. But my whole thing is, how are you planning on tracking people's IP addresses and tracking people if you're not using any of this stuff? You know, and when are you going to have an actual privacy and security policy that actually reflects what you'll be doing here? You know? What will OTracker track about everyone? Explain to us what you think OTracker does. That's the thing, we don't know, right? I mean, most of us do know. I mean, we know what those sorts of softwares do because they're already in existence. Again, this isn't like a new concept, right? But it would be interesting to hear them explain what they think that theirs is doing. Because, you know, if you ask Sherry, it's tracking all the kids for the parents.
Yes.
Keep in mind, it's done for you. So, for example, if somebody subscribed to the product and they need further analysis to their business, perhaps traffic, buyers, any of that, that would be useful to them. You don't need to install, you don't need to, so it's just an add-on value.
This poor woman looks so fucking confused about what it is.
So I
I
do
like
have
your background.
Thank you. I have I
Fancy.
should say my brother-in-law told me that he's excited about Onpassive, but that there is a product within Onpassive that he is expecting for them to utilize. I believe it's the OPAL, which is just like OPAL. He said,
"Dude, what the fuck is this OPAL?" Like, I was like, are they making this up today? Like, I don't remember hearing OPAL. Like, what's going on? How does this other person now know about this? What's happening?
He wants to be able to communicate with his friends in Cameroon, all over the globe. So do you think there will be time that you will bring OPAL quicker so that a lot of people will be able to communicate rather than you?
Yes, it is. There is a show. There is a show. One that we all like to go to. Roblin Live. Roblin Live tonight. There is a host. They are the most. And I'm like, you think very highly of yourself, Rob. There's a host. He's the most. It's me. Very nice song.
Utilizing different.
It's not just me, because like this whole time, I literally was like, I thought Marty made up OPAL on the spot. I was kind of like, OPAL? Okay, pal. Never heard of that one, you know? But then she starts going off about OPAL. And I was like, what is this OPAL? This is the first I've been hearing about it. You remember a few streams, there was a joke about how they were going to make a texting app or have phone. Okay. Do you guys remember this? A few streams ago, we would have covered a stream and they even made a joke. They were like, oh, haha, now I bet you there's like 40, 50 founders are going to think that we're going to make this, blah, blah, blah. Apparently now it's come into fruition and it seems to be OPAL, which they're describing as almost like a texting app. Or like Joe says, maybe it's like a Discord 2.0. I mean, technically, yeah, it sounds like that. But I'm kind of like, didn't Marty say that this wasn't going to be a thing and that people shouldn't believe that we're going to make this a thing? And then now all of a sudden we're saying that it is a product? It's just weird. Like, okay. Yeah, like I just invented a 50-verse product. Oh, chum. Pretty much. That's what's happening right now. I'm kind of like, okay, OPAL, let's go.
Products.
Is he your sister's husband or your? Who's he?
My sister's husband.
Okay.
That is one of the best parts of the song. You can get whatever you want at Ash Mufareh's restaurant. And it's like a completely different tune than the rest of it. Maybe we'll have to listen to it.
Yeah, she got a smart one. Yeah, that's a big one.
I
That
have
can go viral to the billions. Yeah.
I have it.
He said he does not want to be using WhatsApp.
I
He wants to
understand, yeah.
use. He wants to brag.
It's a very good. Okay, yeah. WhatsApp is a very good one. Perhaps if you, and there are other applications that are, with additional features. There's not one complete one. You're not going to find everything you wish to have in one application, and some more, like the added love that we have. Say, like, small things as be right back, or the calculator, or the ticker action, and OConnect. Yeah. So having that application could also be a viral trend.
Thank you so much.
Yeah, he's a keeper. How long he's been with your sister?
It'll be a viral trend, he says. Real convincing.
For more than 10 years?
Yeah, it should be
Yeah, tell her not to leave him, yeah. He's smart.
Okay,
Thank you so much. Thank you, Miss Minu.
Let's go to Julie Wen, please.
Thank you so much, Manu. I understand Mr. Ash has another meeting. What I wanted to say, I believe it's a little bit lengthy, so I could definitely say for the next time, Manu, because I know he has a meeting he has to go next.
It's up to Mr. Ash. He has a meeting to go, and he's coming from a meeting.
I know, but yeah, what I have to say is a little bit long. But brother Ash, Mr. Ash, what? I know you have to go. You have a meeting, so I would probably wait till the next time.
Oh, Julie.
Sure.
Yeah.
I'm going to be curious. I'm going to be thinking for
clues.
It's going to be hard to sleep, yeah.
Hard to sleep.
Give us a clue. Come on, hint.
It's about money. It's about money.
Forget it.
Because when you talk, when you, I don't know if you see it when you start mentioning the word money, and I hear just bust out smiling because I've never talked about money on a webinar, and now you brought it up, and I just kind of brought that to me, and so it's a little bit long, but it's good. It's not the money that we're thinking.
Keep it, and you talk to Michael about that. Michael, another money guy.
It's not about the money, but it's good. I believe so. I believe it's good. Next time.
Perfect.
Yeah.
Do you know what, though? Julie would have every right to, bring up the money. Here comes the money. She would have every right.
Fantastic. All right. You should be on the look for the video virtual background.
Thank you.
And perhaps if you can have a sense, or if you want to share anybody, like for other members to start thinking about their preferred product or suggested prioritization to our ecosystem, I would love to listen to them.
Okay. Listen, one question, if I may.
Of course. Yeah.
No
problem.
so the new version of.
Listen.
Uh-oh.
I can never be late. People would have to wait for me. Trust me.
That's
okay?
True. That's
no
true.
matter what.
Oh, that was cringe. Listen. I can never be late. They'll wait for me. I'm so important. But I want to know what meeting he was going to at 2 a.m. It's funny because he makes them do corporate webinars Wednesdays at 6 a.m. because that's a good time for him. And apparently he also goes to meetings at 2 a.m. because this ended. Like when they're doing this talk right now, it was Saturday morning at like 1:30 a.m. Eastern. So for a lot of them, it was very, very late. And I'm like, what meeting is he going to be late for at 2 in the fucking morning, Why is Robots not getting any love? I swear to God, we told them about Robots. They all mentioned it like once, and then it was like they forgot about it again. And then I did a video about it recently, and then they mentioned it again, and then we haven't heard about it. And the last time, I believe it was because the Recovering Hunbot covered it. Like, she covered it. They were like, oh yeah, guys, we have robots coming. It's really cool. And then it went away for, I don't know, a couple months or so. And then I covered it again. And then they brought it up again. And then we haven't heard about it since. I guess it's nobody's favorite product. You know? Wes says, I love the sad look of the O robot. It looks like a dustbin from the early 2000s. It kind of does, huh? Right? All right, so we're heading on the end here. And we only have a few more minutes of it. And then maybe we'll take a little break to go watch the Roblin live theme song. Just because everyone was singing it. So now I feel like we need to do that. And then I'm going to play for you guys. It's about 6 minutes of the actual ending that happened. Because you're going to see a difference. And it's interesting what was cut out.
I can cancel the whole thing. But if you want to get things done, I just stick to the time. Go ahead.
Do you know what it is, was? It's because today they're doing an O-Ron, another one. So Onpassive O founders right now are mistaking my live stream for the O-Ron. And they're watching. It's
So,
okay.
quick question. Right now,
I think I've gotten the most people watching a live stream today than I've ever gotten.
my background like makes me slow motion. My lips move. You can hear me, but
Right.
yeah.
You're wearing technically the same color of the background. So there is a color conflict, and depending on your actual background and the light.
Why are you telling Minu that, but then you don't tell Marty that he meshes in with the armchair he sits on? It was just very bizarre. He's like, oh, you're blending into your background. She probably wanted to match. I'm just saying.
No joke. Yeah, that's the fact. So look at Jean. It's real time. Because
Well, I have a green screen. I don't have a background on right now, but I do have that same experience, Ash. When I put a background on, it's
No, do you know what, Chris? John Barilla didn't make an appearance. We gotta cover some John Barilla soon. We gotta hear him sing.
sort of choppy, and I don't know if it's ever been a conflict with my clothing.
So Dr. Bunny has the same, right?
Here, let me try it. I'll try it right now.
Uh-oh.
Dr. Benny, can you make some movement? Like talk with your hands.
Talk.
Looks good, but your speed, how's your speed? All those variable, and how many people are in the session, yeah, etc.
Also, I uploaded my background. Could it be that? It wasn't one of the in ones.
Could it be that?
Yeah. You try a different one. I see you don't have enough light in your place, for example. Try now.
Ooh, when Jean tried it, she just totally disappeared. I like it better.
Try one, like with a different contrast. Like,
Oh, okay.
let's see what you have.
Let me go pick it.
Yeah, that is dark. You wear in dark. Okay, so you in design, I think Jennifer can tell you this. So if you are, like, let's say we're in light. Okay. Let me see.
Oops. When I collapse, see
It's
how.
not perfect. It's doable, but it's not perfect. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Just
Try
let me
different ones.
see.
Yeah.
Oh,
So for
my.
example, try to have like a white, okay, or silver, and see what happens. A solid one.
Okay.
Great session. Great session, Ash. That was one of the best meetings.
That's where it ends. So when they uploaded it to the channel, that's where it ends. Is Chris comes on and goes, that's a great session, Ash. Thank you so much. Or he starts to say thank you. It sounds like he gets cut off right there. So I want you to remember that. And now just for fun, because you guys wanted to hear the Roblin live theme song. It's been a while. It used to be my channel ad when you came on. You were hit with, there is a show. and people liked it for a little while. And then I got a couple complaints where they're like, Queen, can you please, I can't hear it again. But it sounds like you guys want to hear it again. So here is Roblin live. I believe I do play just the whole thing here. Hopefully you guys can hear it. I'll let you know. Or sorry, let me know.
RoblinLive.ai to come over and check out the Roblin Live domain, which is RoblinLive.ai. That's better. Nice. That's better.
There is a show. There is a show. There is a show. We all love to go to Roblin Live. Roblin Live tonight. There are two hosts. They are the most. I gotta say. There is a show. There is a show. There is a show. We all love to go to Roblin Live. Roblin Live tonight. There are two hosts. They are the most. I gotta say, they're not too shabby. They ain't crappy. It's a Roblin Live.
He is one.
Updates, panels, info, fun, variety talk show. It's the one, like Onpassive. It's delicious. It's Onpassive-licious. You can get anything that you want at Ash Mufareh's restaurant. There is a show. There is a show. It is a show we all love to go to. Roblin Live right now.
Officially the best theme song ever. It is. You guys know you love it. You asked me to play it because it's great. I love how it's like 3 different songs put into one. I really do feel like it is. So now that we've had a little bit of a brain break, as King says, it sounds like they cut off the end of the webinar. Luckily for us, like I said earlier, the recovering Hunbot was streaming it live. So we got the entire thing where they didn't cut off the end. Rob had to quit being a cop when body cams became a thing. Is this a fucked up version of the Mr. Rogers' Neighborhood theme song? Not really. Not really. But it sounds like it's supposed to be very wholesome. I just love how he's singing like one song and then out of nowhere he's just like, you can have whatever you want in Ash Mufareh's restaurant. And I'm like, wait, what song is that? That's like a whole different song for a second. And then he goes back to, there is a show. You're like, oh, okay, no, we're still on the same song. Got it. I'm sorry, Takara. If it gives you earworms, I'll apologize in advance for it. So now that we have an idea of where it cuts off, which is pretty much right after Chris makes the statement like, oh, wow, Ash, really great show we had here tonight, you know? Keep that in mind. I'm going to play for you the end, as it was on the Recovering Hunbots channel when we all watched it. And I think it's interesting what they cut off. You know, I just like to kind of see what they didn't want people to see. Don't you?
I'm here to expose the fraud.
So, quick question. Right now, my background that makes me slow motion.
Now, I am replaying part of it just to prove to you that this is actually how it ended. Okay, so you're going to rehear a little bit of it. Hopefully you'll be like, oh yeah, okay, I recognize this part from what we just heard. And then you're going to hear Chris talk, and then instead of him getting cut off, it's going to keep going. It'll keep going. I'm just going to try to let this play all the way through, at least until we get past Chris's little part where he got cut off, just so that you guys have the whole effect. It's only like 6 minutes long, so it's not crazy long or anything. I just think it's very interesting to see, again, what they thought they should cut off. You're going to print It's Onpassive t-shirts and do it. Do it. I'll promote them. Actually, you just reminded me that we also have new merch in the shop that I need to talk about at the end of this live stream. So thank you for that. I totally forgot about it.
Lips move, you can hear me, but
Right. You're wearing technically the same color of the background. So there is a color conflict, and depending on your actual background and the light. No joke. Yeah, that's the fact.
All right, guys, I moved it over just in case you wanted to reread any of your comments.
So look at Jean. It's real time.
Well, I have a green screen. I don't have a background on right now, but
Yeah.
I do have that same experience, Ash. When I put a background on, it's sort of choppy, and I don't know if it's ever been a conflict with my clothing.
So Dr. Bunny has the same, right?
Here, let me try it. I'll try it right now.
Dr. Benny, can you make some movement? Like talk with your hands.
Looks good, but your speed, how's your speed? All those variable, and how many people are in the session, yeah, etc.
Also, I uploaded my background. Could it be that? It wasn't one of the in ones.
Yeah, usually try different one. I see you don't have enough light in your place, for example. Try now. Try one like with a different contrast. Like,
Oh, okay.
let's see what you have.
Let me go pick it
Yeah,
up.
that is dark. You wear in dark. Okay, so you in design, I think Jennifer can tell you this. So if you are like, let's say we're in light. Okay. Let me see.
Oops. And when I collapse, see
It's
how
not perfect. It's doable, but it's not perfect. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
It's actually crazy what is being called AI in business right now across the board that isn't AI. It's just artificial intelligence is a buzzword right now, and it's kind of a viral buzzword. So they know if they say it's AI, then more people will listen. But a lot of the things that people are saying is AI right now is not AI. So it's kind of funny because they do it the most.
Try different ones. Yeah. So for example, try to have like a white, okay, or silver.
Good
And see what
point.
happens. A solid one.
Great session. Great session, Ash. That was one of the best meetings on a Friday night I've ever seen. Really, really, really good.
Really? Wow.
Yeah, I thought it was. Listen, I'm a floater in my brain. You know that, but I stuck to this whole thing. It was very interesting how you started it, what you brought up, and the input I thought was amazing from everyone. So I'm loving it.
I appreciate that. I didn't expect it. Wow.
Jesus Christ, Chris. Could you suck up any more? Just stop it.
Stop going there.
So they cut this out.
Thank you. Thank you so much, Mr. Ash.
It's all because of Rana Minu.
Thank you
and
so
Susie
much.
was asking in the cake.
Yes.
I knew it.
Mr. Ash, in your downtime, please come up with another name for us. You have some downtime.
No, we fired him. No, we fired him. No.
That's so funny.
What was it? Minu? What is she
Oh,
talking
in your
about?
downtime, come up with a better name that you like for us.
Oh,
Yeah, they don't like Ron. I think we ruined it for them. They were doing Let's O, and we were like, that sounds like sexual. Just saying. Greatest leader in the world? Are you talking about Ash? That's almost as crazy as coming in here and telling me that Adolf Hitler is the greatest leader in the world.
yeah, definitely. Oh, I can't even sleep. Yeah, I have to.
I mean, I guess he's good at leading you to bankruptcy, stealing your cash, giving you nothing in return.
Am I
Quick
the only person
question.
that loved Let's O? I loved Let's O.
Isn't he the one that came up with the first one?
Joe thinks that you guys should call it Ash's Hose. I think that Ron would be okay with it. He likes to go by Ron, so.
Yeah.
Oh, right, or the.
Just saying.
No, I said let's O.
Yeah, let's.
Let's, oh, yeah.
No, he's saying less O.
Friday night. That's lame. Everybody knows the calendar. Like, I know it's not Monday morning. Okay.
Well, it depends on where you're at, but anyway.
How are they going to know the calendar if you don't have O calendar? You're welcome for that idea.
Do you really know that?
It's not informative. It's not informative. Yeah, exactly. What's the point? And Ron and Minu. Okay, well, if it's not, like, we're just saying their name. So you're telling me it is Friday night, and this is Minu, and this is Ron, and this is Chris, this is, Eric, and this is Raphael. What's the point? What's the creativity?
We're comfortable with it.
Like, there's no concept. Like, this is the time, and these people are on the event.
All right, so
Okay.
let's it is then. Okay.
No,
You
nobody likes
probably
that.
do. Yeah.
You probably shouldn't go so far with this, Ash, because I think the meeting you're going to is probably a little more important than Ron, Marty, oh my God.
How about just let's get together? It's simple. Let's get together. We could get together to have fun.
Here we go.
When
again.
we go
I
to
don't
a
like
meeting,
that
we're
one at
not,
all.
we're not getting
Sorry.
divorced. Yeah.
Oh,
we're
my.
getting together.
I still like the chillax.
There's no meaning.
Chillax.
Just everyone come back next
So
week.
what would be the alternative? Like, let's get apart?
Listen, just
Yeah,
come
of
up
course,
with
let's get together.
it's not Thursday night live.
Jelly and Stag has a good point. They don't even know what to call their own live streams. They've been taking like the names out. They used to come up with the name. We used to kind of make fun of it. Maybe that's why they stopped. I don't know. But their live streams have just been like Marty and Chris live, or Marty and Chris, and then literally a question mark. So I don't think that they're the ones that should be renaming the Let's O. They don't seem very good at this.
That's a good one. And don't
Well,
be
then you'd have
shocked.
to throw Saturday in there
You
too.
can find
It's
me
not
new
Thursday or Saturday.
and Ron
Live, yeah.
live with us.
Yeah, and don't be surprised.
Or live, not recorded. I don't know.
It's so good to see you, Mr. Ash.
Of course, it's better seeing you, but let me tell you.
This was a little bit interesting. Ash shows up for a webinar, their Let's O webinar. And at the end, he basically makes fun of them for the fact that they're streaming about nothing and they're just hanging out. And he's like, well, what's the point? Like, what's the point of this? Then he makes fun of the name, which, by the way, he's the one that named it. So that's a bit bizarre. He's like making fun of them for having that name. But he's the one that gave them the name. That's why they're like, Ash, can you come up with another name for our webinar? He's the one that named it. But he like makes fun of them for it. Like it's their fault, right? Like he's like, you guys are dumb for listening to me, to calling it Let's O. I was just joking. Sounds like Let's Orgasm. Shouldn't do that. What the heck? But then he's basically like, this whole thing is just him going, why are you guys even here? Like, why are you guys having this random webinar where you're not even planning anything or doing anything until I show up and tell you to talk about products? What's wrong with you people?
Have a good Friday night. I don't know, Saturday morning. Good night.
It's really not that difficult. Like after midnight, it's then Saturday morning. It was 2 a.m. for most people on this webinar. So Saturday morning.
Say much longer than Saturday.
All right, listen.
Bye, everybody.
What did you say, Ash?
Good night.
Think about the topic and we come and have a further discussion when everybody's awake.
And that is where it actually ends. That is the real ending. That's what they thought they would cut out. So obviously they know that there's something wrong with this conversation and how it went. They felt the need to cut it out, which I find quite interesting because it does sound like Ash is like making fun of them and also kind of throwing some spade at them about how they're streaming about nothing, which is all that they do is they stream about nothing. I mean, let's be honest, even when Ash comes on, like even this time, was there anything new that we learned other than the fact that they've now decided to add OPAL as a product? And like the virtual background thing has always been talked about. So congratulations for finally getting that together. Funny because StreamYards recently got that. So it's like, are you just copying what they're doing? Interesting. Interesting. But it's just kind of interesting, again, to see what they didn't think people should see. But that we already saw because Lana was on it. She caught it. And I don't think they were very pleased about it, by the way. They were kind of all like, listen, we're going to be releasing it. All right, wait until we release it. And maybe it's because they didn't want other people to see that conversation at the end. That was really all that was taken out of it. The rest of it was uploaded. They didn't really take out anything else. Just found it kind of funny. Kind of funny. Kind of strange. It's a mad world. You know? Founders are referred to internally at Onpassive as parasites. Probably. Wouldn't surprise me. If let's O implies orgasm, I'm surprised that all the men didn't stop 2 hours earlier, Chris says. 2 hours? I mean, if you can go for 2 hours, that's pretty good. Especially at our age, okay. But yeah, that was basically the O-Ron. Those were the important parts where Ash actually kind of talked about things that maybe you need to know. You saw how he showed up and how they kind of greeted him at the beginning. We heard him and how he asked them the question, which is why you're hearing Marty and Chris and these other people now telling people to think of 3 products. One they love, one that they'll use for business, and one that maybe they're not too interested in. And then in future, they're apparently going to go through this all over again on another live stream. I don't know if it's going to be the O-Ron that they're doing today, which is why so many founders are popping in here today. They're doing another O-Ron today, so I think everyone's thinking that this is it. And hey, I'll milk that shit as hard as I can at this point. I don't even care. So thank you, everyone, for watching my fabulous live stream where we reacted to the O-Ron. If you watch this, you pretty much know what happened during it. But it is interesting to go watch the whole thing. So if you do have time, head on over to the Recovering Hunbots channel and give it a watch. It's that long 7-hour video that she has there. It's a live stream, not a video, sorry. A live stream. So go over to her live section and you should find it there. Before I head out, I just want to let you know that I have added some new merch to the shop. Just over the last couple days, I have added this. You can find this. There's also sweaters and shirts and stuff, so go and check it out. And it says, don't tell anyone about the cookies. And you can get that at throwing-spade.creator/spring.com. The link is all over my channel, so if you want to go to my channel and click on the shop link, you can. And you should be able to get to the shop on my channel as well if you want to like bypass having to type this in. So check those out if you so choose. I try to do it for as cheap as I can. They won't let me not make at least 50 cents off each one, as I found out. But yeah, they're like as cheap as I can make them on there. Just so that you're aware. I'm not in this for the money, I'm in this for the fun. So, I will not be able to do a live stream tomorrow, so I'm hoping that there'll be an Onpassive video where we'll be going over one of the products. They've also uploaded a user manual to the rest of the products, like OTracker and OTrim. Those ones are a little bit shorter. One of them is only 40 pages long, which it still sounds ridiculous, yes. But, you know, the other ones are like 170 pages. So there's that. So I'm thinking about setting up streams to react to those in future. Let me know if you'll be interested in going through all of the user manuals or not. And I should be streaming Thursday, where I think I'll be reacting to Marty and Chris's live stream from today. Because I've recorded it and got it while they were going live. And it was quite interesting to hear what they were going on about. So I'm pretty sure that that's what we'll be reacting to on Thursday. If you guys want to check out the Ron, maybe the Recovering Hunbot will be able to stream it again. I'm not sure. So stay tuned to her channel as well. And yeah, I guess have a fabulous rest of your day, everyone. And have a fabulous day tomorrow. And we'll meet back here for another Naysayers meeting at 1 p.m. Eastern on Thursday. I love all of you, especially if you made it through this whole live stream with me. And even if you're in Onpassive, I love you too. And the reason why I speak out about this is because I do not like somebody taking advantage of you, lying to you, promising you things and not keeping those promises, getting your hopes up, telling you to dream big just to have those dreams crash, knowing that they'll crash. And that's why I do it. It's not because I'm negative and I hate the people that are in this company. The only person that I hate is Ash. And that's just because he's the head top scammer here. So I hope that all of you have a fabulous, fabulous rest of your day and an amazing day tomorrow. And I'll see you all Thursday. Mwah! Bye!
My name is Ash Mufareh, and I'm your friend. My name is Ash Mufareh, and I'm your friend.
I'm Mike Ellis, by the way.
Call me Reverend Jim Jones, okay? Let's go to Guyana, all right? No joke. If that's a call. Hey.
Friend.
That negative YouTube channel
My name is Ash Mufareh. If you're rude, if you've been doubting or sighing or we know who you are.
Stop going there. She wants to be the first to make us look silly.
Yeah, Queen of Karma's on there asking for a debate. That's the lady I brought on. Her debate was 3 minute Ash. And another Queen of Karma asking about why don't we answer the question about religion. I think we've answered that over and over again.
I've been answering them over and over. It's not the answer you want. Only Reverend Jim Jones. Okay? Let's go to Guyana. All right? No joke.
Alright, this is a great way to start your day. Come here and tune in to Crazy and talking about your experiences. My name is Ash Mufareh, and I'm your friend.
I'm Mike Elch, by the way.
And I'm your friend.
Loving everyone. Bye. Love you.
Stop going there.
Friend.
That negative YouTube channel has got more followers on it than I do on my YouTube channel. It breaks my heart.
And I'm your friend. My name is Ash Mufareh.
Stop going there.
Yeah, Queen of Karma's on there.
My name is Ash Mufareh, and I'm your friend.
Let's go to Guyana.